Chicago Bears Now is presented by MANSCAPED. Go to manscaped.com/chat. You can get 20% off plus free shipping of all of their men's grooming products. The Lawnmower 3.0, trust me, that is the best product out there. One more time, it's manscaped.com/chat. 20% off plus free shipping. On today's show, hey, we're going to go through 5 trade ideas to move up in the NFL draft for the Chicago Bears. So let's go ahead and jump on into it here. Trade idea number 1. Carolina, because they just traded for Sam Darnold. So here's the package. You get the number 8 overall pick from the Panthers. 2 first-round picks go to Carolina, number 20 this year, then your first next year, a third this year, and a second next year. What does that do? You keep your second this year. You could probably get a tackle in the second round still. Maybe a guy like Liam Eichenberg falls to you, or Leatherwood from Alabama. It's a deep tackle class, so you keep that pick. A couple of first, a second next year, and a third this year to move up 12 spots. I think that's pretty good value for the Bears. That's about what it's going to take to move up from number 20 to number 8. And remember, with Carolina trading for Sam Darnold, they've said they could still consider a quarterback at 8. But I would say that's fairly unlikely at this point. I think they want to give Sam Darnold a real crack here in 2021, which means Carolina could be a prime trade down candidate. You give them some extra picks that they lost in the Sam Darnold trade, and it's a win-win for both teams involved. And if you're Chicago, you can get one of these quarterbacks, hopefully, at number 8 overall. Obviously, you look at the draft order. Top 3 picks are going to be quarterbacks. We'll see what Atlanta does at number 4, but you got Carolina there at number 8. I think you want to give it above Denver at number 9, especially if Justin Fields and or Trey Lance are still on the board. Assuming Lawrence goes number 1, Wilson goes number 2, and as of now, Mac Jones goes number 3. If Trey Lance and or Justin Fields are available at number 8, I am getting on the phone if I'm Ryan Pace, and I'm trying to move up with the Carolina Panthers. So should the Bears trade up for a quarterback? Type 1 for yes, type 2 for no. This is going to be the pinned comment on today's video, so I want you guys to spam it right now. 1 for yes, 2 for no. Should the Bears trade up for a quarterback? Trade idea number 2 here. Let's get up to the number 4 pick with the Atlanta Falcons. Adam Schefter reported that they are open to trading down, so this is my trade package. 2 first-round picks, number 20 this year, your first next year. 2 second-round picks, number 52 this year and your second next year. And Roquan Smith, who you took in the top 10 and is coming off an all-pro caliber season, that's a mid-late first-round type of value player there. So 3 firsts essentially in 2 seconds to move from 20 to number 4. Maybe Atlanta asks for another first or another third or something like that, but that's a pretty good haul for a team like the Falcons, who could still win this year with Matt Ryan, and you can get some extra picks for Atlanta. They can load up on defense in this draft. You get Roquan Smith, who's a really good linebacker on that defense as well. And then if you're Chicago, you're guaranteeing yourself one of the top 5 quarterback prospects, because what we know is 100% true at this point. I'm not shy in saying that. I think it is a known 100% fact that the top 3 picks will be quarterbacks. Trevor Lawrence is going number 1. I think Zach Wilson is going number 2. If he doesn't, it'll be another quarterback. And whether it's Mac Jones or someone else, number 3 to San Francisco, they're taking a quarterback at 3. So what does that mean? 3 of the top quarterbacks are already gone before Atlanta picks at number 4. Atlanta is in a prime trade down scenario to get a lot of value. And I think if you're the Bears, if you want to assure yourself one of the quarterbacks, go up and trade with Atlanta and go get a Trey Lance or a Justin Fields. Now, we mentioned today's show is presented by MANSCAPED. The Lawnmower 3.0 is the best men's grooming product out there. It'll clean you up downstairs. No tug, no pull, no razor burn. It's life-changing, especially if you have a significant other. Trust me on that one. And if you don't have one, or if you've been struggling in that area, this will help turn things around. Manscaped.com/chat, Lawnmower 3.0. Maybe you're on a dating app. Just throw in the bio, hey, I use Manscaped. You're going to get a lot more matches. Trust me on that one. Manscaped.com/chat, 20% off plus free shipping. That link will be in the comments and in the description. Let's keep things rolling here. Trade idea number 3. How about with Detroit, who's been linked as a trade down candidate at the number 7 overall pick? That comes to Chicago. You send 2 first-round picks to Detroit. Again, number 20 this year, your first next year. A second in 2022. Again, like the first trade, you keep your second this year. You can draft a tackle, perhaps. And Anthony Miller. Anthony Miller is not a great player by any means, but he's flashed. He has some potential. They lost Kenny Golladay this offseason. I believe they lost Marvin Jones too, if I'm remembering correctly. He's also gone. What does that mean? Jared Goff's been used to having a lot of weapons to throw to in L.A. He doesn't have a lot in Detroit these days. So you throw in Anthony Miller, if nothing else, has flash potential as a good slot receiver at times. I think he needs a new scene as well. You get him to Detroit as part of this trade, and if you're Chicago, you go up and get one of those quarterbacks with the number 7 overall pick. With Carolina and Detroit, I'll say this. You only move up to number 7 or number 8 or anywhere in the top 10 if it's for quarterbacks. Now, we got 2 more trades that I'm going to do that aren't necessarily for quarterbacks, but I'm only trading capital to get into the top 10 if it's for a quarterback. So let's just make that very, very clear. I think this is fair compensation, and I know it's within the division, but there has been some history in the past with the Bears and Lions trading with one another. Now, here's the issue with all of this. You probably don't trust your general manager. And type me in the comments if you don't trust Ryan Pace. I know I don't trust him, so spam the comments. Type me if you don't trust Pace. Go ahead and do that right now. And while you're doing that, go ahead and hit that big red subscribe button. We're closing in on 25,000 subscribers. The NFL draft is almost here. More mock drafts coming your way, and we're going to do a mock drafts with trades as promised, probably next week. Stay tuned for that. Subscribe, share that link with a friend, youtube.com/BearsNow, and turn on those notifications so you never miss a video here on Bears Now. Trade idea number 4, the Giants trading with the Bears. The number 11 pick to Chicago for the number 20 pick and a first next year. It's possible maybe you'd have to throw a 4th or something like that to the Giants as well. But 2 firsts to move up 9 slots, I think that's fair value, especially since you're probably not going to get a quarterback at number 11. So you're thinking, why trade up if it's not for a quarterback? I think there's some intriguing players that if you feel could really impact your offense this year, especially if Andy Dalton is going to be your starter. And if he is, you want to get as many good players around him as possible. So maybe a guy like Rashawn Slater is still there at number 11 overall, the Northwestern offensive lineman. Maybe Devonta Smith or Jaylen Waddle, the wide receivers out of Alabama, fall to you at number 11. And remember, with Philadelphia now with the number 12 pick, they are almost a lock to take one of either the Bama receivers or if Kyle Pitts falls or someone like that. So you would like to leapfrog them, get to number 11. Maybe Slater's there, maybe Smith is there, maybe Waddle is there. Probably not a quarterback, but if you feel like one of those players can really help you this year with Andy Dalton, then I think that could be something worth considering, especially if it's only going to cost you an additional first-round pick to go up and get one of those players. So my 4th trade idea isn't necessarily for a quarterback, but for a year-1 impact player. Would you trade up for a non-quarterback? It's a fair question. The answer may be no. Type 1 for yes, type 2 for no. Go ahead and let me know on this one. Would you trade up for a non-quarterback if you were in charge of the Bears? It's got to feel right. It's got to be someone that there is no doubts is going to be an impact guy from day one. So go ahead and get your votes in. And then my final trade idea here, number 5, is with the Cardinals. Kind of a minor trade. Move up from 20 to 16. You also get a 5th-round pick as well. Also send the Cardinals a 3rd, so kind of even that out there. Move up 4 spots, send them a 3rd. They send you back a 5th. I think that's kind of equal value there for both teams. My thought process here is, okay, obviously Penei Sewell and Rashawn Slater are probably going to be gone at this point, but you've seen in a lot of mock drafts Christian Darrisaw, who I think is the clear 3rd type of tackle in this draft, unless you consider Elijah Vera Tucker a tackle. I think he's more of a guard. Darrisaw has been landing somewhere between 15 and 20 in most mocks, and typically he doesn't fall to 20 to Chicago for most draft experts. So go get him. Go up to number 16 and get your left tackle for the next decade. And I think that's something that Christian Darrisaw can be coming out of Virginia Tech, 35 career starts, powerful player. Again, a guy who can help Andy Dalton in year 1. Maybe you cut Charles Leno at that point, you swing him out to right tackle, whatever the case may be. You need long-term solutions at the tackle position, and you don't have that right now. So move up a couple spots, send an extra 3rd to do so, get a 5th back, get Christian Darrisaw at number 16 overall by trading with the Arizona Cardinals. So there you go. 5 trade ideas to move up in the NFL draft. We'll continue to do some draft-related videos as we progress here. Name a player player the Bears should trade up for in this year's draft. We mentioned a lot of players on today's video. I want to hear from you guys. Who is a player you want to move up for in the NFL draft?